Hello and welcome to another episode of the Adrienne Ross Show, where sports and culture connect. Public service announcement before we get into today's topic. That is, I intend to go live for the Final Four, as I usually go live for the basketball games. However, there is another possibility of severe weather. Yes, I'm absolutely tired of this. It's been quite the quite, put it that way. And so I don't know, supposedly possible tornadoes. We're at a level 3 out of 5 in this area, still reeling from the last storm on Wednesday and tornadoes. And so anyway, prayers appreciated. I intend to go live. I'll probably schedule it, put the thumbnail up, but please know that we'll see what happens if I'm able to do it. It'd be hard to kind of watch the meteorologist and at the same time pay attention to a game and be on a live stream. But I'm really praying that we'll be able to do this tonight. All right, Final Four. And so if you are watching the Final Four, and hopefully I'm on for the Final Four, we can hang out together. All right, let's get into this topic. I'm going to start with a question. How many of you had ever heard of DiJonai Carrington before Caitlin Clark's rookie season in the WNBA? Anybody? Okay, now there may be some of you who had heard of DiJonai Carrington. I'm going to say most of you probably have not, and certainly were not following her in her WNBA career. That's just my guess. But after Caitlin Clark entered the league, and DiJonai decided to want Caitlin Clark to solve all the problems of the world, to address those problems at least. Caitlin Clark and the privilege, and it must be great to not have to worry about your name being used for racism and all the online harassment, which is really what it was. All that. And then, of course, don't forget the eye poke. The eye poke, which you say wasn't on purpose, but then you get online with Caitlin Clark's teammate and joke about it. Not trying to relive all that. All of it happened. But only in America, the place that you say has privilege for certain people, but apparently you don't think that you're a part of that. Only in America could you go from all those things I just mentioned to inking a deal with Reebok. Maybe that too is the Caitlin Clark effect. Because, yeah, unless there was a Caitlin Clark and all the nonsense that DiJonai embraced concerning Caitlin Clark, we probably wouldn't know who DiJonai Carrington is. But now she has signed with Reebok. How interesting how these things work out. I want to take you back to when DiJonai was on Angel Reese's podcast, and Angel had asked her about a brand she would like to work with. And let's take a look at what DiJonai said.
Is there a makeup product or a brand that you would like want to work with? Or like to be the face of, or like
These soft stretch pants will make you look 10 years younger and slimmer. My mom used to wear jeans even though they always restricted her. I gifted her these pants and she's been obsessed ever since.
Eliminate products for the rest of your life. What product would it be?
For the rest of my life? Can I just say like Sephora in general?
Yeah.
Because they got everything I need.
Yeah, they definitely do.
I feel like I use so many different products, like brands, that I can't, it's so hard to pick one. Like, you know, your powder is one brand.
Yeah.
Your eyebrow stuff's one brand. Your blush is one brand.
Yeah.
Like, it's so hard.
Yeah. Make sure y'all watch that, because the Sephora, it was cute too.
I gotta go look at it.
You gotta go look.
Yeah,
they were so happy.
I know it was cute though.
It was cute.
So here's a situation where Angel Reese is asking DiJonai, is there a brand you want to be the face of? And obviously she was talking about makeup. And then at the 2-on-2 tournament for NBA All-Star Weekend, DiJonai participated in that. And Asia Wilson asked her about her makeup and what brand she uses, etc. And she said something like, oh, if I tell you, I have to kill you, or something like that. So is this interesting that the conversation surrounding DiJonai was about makeup products? And here she is getting a deal with Reebok. So we're going to go over to X and take a look at what Angel had to say about DiJonai signing with Reebok. Remember, Angel Reese is also down with Reebok, and then we're also going to look at what DiJonai had to say about it. I'll actually start first with Reebok. We would like to welcome DiJonai Carrington to the Reebok basketball family. DiJonai's edge makes her the definition of a Reebok athlete. Interesting. Welcome to the future of Reebok basketball. And DiJonai had shared that, and she said, blessings on blessings on blessings. Angel Reese chimed in. Let's go find it. Angel Reese said, welcome to the family, sis. I wonder what the edge is that Reebok is talking about. Is it that, I guess they call themselves baddies? That was what Angel Reese talked about when she had DiJonai on her podcast. She named the baddies in the league, and she said it was herself and DiJonai and Rakia and Cameron. Yeah, that she named for them as baddies. I had to look it up. I'm like, exactly, and we had to talk about it in I think a live stream. I'm like, okay, what does she mean by that? Like, does she mean that we're the ones who look good? In any case, they schooled me on what she meant by that. And that's what she said. We're baddies. So is that what Reebok is looking for? So-called baddies? Or is it that whole, I'm going to harass people and get online and joke about it? I'm living on the edge kind of person, and they want that kind of image, because generally speaking, one of the things we've heard people say, and I've said, is that part of getting deals is being likable. People have to like you. And yet here DiJonai is. So that's the image that they want. And there are people, I guess there's a market out there. We'll find out if there is a market out there for people who have the kind of reputation that DiJonai has. Marker.com has covered this in an article entitled DiJonai Carrington and Angel Reese lead Reebok's resurgence in the WNBA. The player will use the Engine A model. Reebok continues to solidify its return to the world of basketball with a key move: the signing of DiJonai Carrington, star of the Dallas Wings in the WNBA. I would never have would have never used that description, but Reebok has. Star of the Dallas Wings in the WNBA. Obviously, here she's in her Connecticut uniform, and she, along with Nalissa Smith, will be playing alongside Arike Ogunbowale at Dallas, as we know, and perhaps Paige Beckers. This multi-year sponsorship deal aims to strengthen the brand's presence in professional basketball, highlighted by the launch of its new line of sneakers, the Engine 9, which Carrington will wear on the court. This collaboration underscores Reebok's commitment to positioning itself as a major player in both the NBA and WNBA basketball markets. Okay, so let's skip down here to what Carrington said. I'm excited to join Reebok basketball and continue the family legacy. Reebok is officially back, and I can't wait to bring all that energy to the court. Okay. We will see what energy she brings for Dallas. We do know that in 2024, she was the most improved player in the WNBA. She averaged nearly 13 points per game and standing out as a defender. And of course, we have seen DiJonai's defense. I know there are some people who say they're not overly impressed with it. I can't say the same. She definitely brings the defense. Offensively, leaves much to be desired, as far as I can tell. Yeah, I'm not overly impressed, but 13 points per game. Well, that's 13 points per game. And then there's defense. And so it points out that Angel Reese, whom it calls an LSU star, posted "Welcome to the family, sis," and posted these pictures online. And it says, with this edition, Reebok is not only reaffirming its presence in basketball, but also positioning itself as a brand that promotes diversity and the talent of women in sports. Without a doubt, Carrington's signing is just the beginning of a new chapter for Reebok in the basketball world. It is interesting to me that Reebok reemerging into basketball would take a chance on DiJonai Carrington. And I do say take a chance because the kind of edge I've seen from her is not really the kind of edge that I would want if I were bringing in talent and wanting to represent my brand well. harassing Uber people, accusing them of racism, harassing a rookie online, the eye poke thing online, skit. I'll call it a skit. Personally, not the thing that I want, but perhaps this is something that DiJonai needs to keep her in line. Perhaps it is going to make her more conscious of her public image. I do say this, Caitlin Clark is instrumental in this moment for DiJonai. She has brought more eyeballs on the league. And this, again, is something that many of us have been saying, and that is everyone stands to benefit. A rising tide lifts all boats because, again, not many people knew who DiJonai Carrington was, and not many people who may have heard her name or following her or thinking about what brand she might be wearing. Like, nobody cared. But Caitlin Clark has brought lots of people to the forefront. Unfortunately, it has in some cases not been good for Caitlin in terms of the way she was treated, in the way their name began to be known, like DiJonai and like Kennedy Carter, and even, believe it or not, Asia Wilson, and comments she made. So here we are, lots of people wanting to invest in women's sports. So people can pay attention. This is what we were saying about the Indiana Fever having 41 of 44 games on national platforms. Everyone stands to benefit. So if you will present yourself well, it will open doors for you. Because, like I said, only in America can we go from where DiJonai has been and has taken us to this opportunity she has right now. What are your thoughts? Get in the comments, be respectful, of course. But yeah, let's talk about it because I find this fascinating. God bless America. God bless you also abundantly. I'll catch you next time, God willing.